Hey, we are here on part 4, episode 13, I think. Or 10. No, it'd be, wait, yeah, 10 episodes in. So we're, right? Feels like it's been more than, I guess 3 per part. So, yeah, I guess episode 10 of my series on 90s cartoon intros. And part 4 of Retro Crunches, every 90s cartoon intro. As always, I will throw the link in the description. And for once, I have no idea what the cartoons in the screenshot are. Zero idea. Clearly some sort of Marvel parody. That's clearly supposed to be a parody of the Hulk, Thor, and presumably a very, very weird take on Captain America. I would assume that that's what that is. But anyway, yeah. Let's get into it. And pure coincidence, my Powerpuff Girls shirt. I don't think we'll get to P's today. I think we left off, we were still on the I's, as I recall. So we won't get to the Powerpuff Girls today, but they're a-coming. But for now, let's do it.
All systems are functional.
Indeed, content disclaimer, I, say the same things. And, fair use. Sure. I assume it's fair use. I mean, I'm doing commentary. Yeah. Verbs such as criticism, comment. Yeah. I'm doing comment. So, fair use. Hurrah for fair use. Although I think when I post this stuff on YouTube, I suppose I do make profit. Whatever. I complained yesterday because I complained in the last part. How do you not include the original Inspector Gadget theme? But then I realized, wait, Inspector Gadget was 80s. It was still being aired in the 90s, but it was an 80s. Still remember, God, so just. This theme song is imprinted in my memory. I will never forget it. I forget, most parts of my childhood, but this goddamn theme song.
I'll get you next time, Gadget!
Like the semi-live action person dancing. That part's kind of weird. That's a weird thing to, I don't know. It always looks weird when cartoons do that. But weird ending. That's a weird ending. It just cuts off so suddenly. It just feels like it cut off really suddenly. Yeah, that's my, not gonna lie. Chainsaw? That's my preferred way of dealing with spiders. Feeling bad for that poor kitty, though. Kitties like to hunt spiders. I don't know. They just I don't know. Also, Spyro plus... Is this advertising Spyro up here? Spyro the Dragon? Yeah, actually, it's a pretty fun. I'll say it. It was a fun theme, fun intro. Is this James Bond Jr.? It's James Bond. I never watched this cartoon, but I do remember seeing this intro once. One of these intros I've never seen before in my life, but some of them I have, and I do remember seeing this intro before.
James Bond Jr. No one can stop him, but scum always tries. Young Bond cuts through each web of spies. He learned the game from his Uncle James. Now he's heir to the name. James Bond. James Bond Jr.
That's not how that's not how I don't know. So the original James Bond is his uncle. So why is he James Bond Jr.? Is his father James named James Bond? Or were their brothers James Bond and James Bond? Because if he was named after his uncle, he wouldn't actually be James Bond Jr. He'd still just be James Bond. Am I overthinking it? Yes. It's what I do.
Now he's coming through. He's got a job to do while he rescues the girl. James Bond Jr. chases scum around the world.
I don't know, that last bit, I don't... That last bit did not really work. Also, it seems like he might be American in the cartoon. James Bond, but American. That is a choice. That is a choice to make James Bond Jr. American. This is just Thomas the Tank Engine, but with planes. And, looking more horrific than Thomas the Tank. I mean, the song is actually kind of fun. I kind of dig the song, the theme song itself. But man, that art! Holy jeez, those faces look terrifying. Those are terrifying. Even the human woman had a terrifying face somehow. She was a real person, but that smile was creepy as hell.
1, 2, 3, go! Baby. Sassy. Studley. Oh. Check the pecs. Man, I'm pretty.
I did watch Johnny Bravo for a while. It's a good show. Johnny Bravo was a good show. It was very fun. And what's weird is that, for as much of a horn dog as he was often also surprisingly respectful towards women. What can we say?
Hey there, baby. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he'd hit on women constantly, but somehow he wasn't somehow he never came across as a misogynist. Somehow, I don't know how it's possible. Or maybe I'm misremembering. It's been a long time since I watched the show, so maybe I'm misremembering that. Wow, those are some fat zebras. Those zebras were chunky. Ooh, he looks evil. As Hunter. Hunters are dicks. I mean, if they're hunting for food, then sure. Or like, animal population control, that's a valid reason to hunt. But, going over to Africa on safari, hunting safaris, nah, that's just dickish. Oh, it's Jumanji. Animated series. Okay. I assume based on the chanting of Jumanji, 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 and the dice and everything. Fewer J cartoons than I was expecting. Because, we got James Bond Jr., we got JJ, and then all the way to Jumanji. From JA to JU. Not a lot of J1. Great theme. It was a great song. I think it's just a variation of the, it's just, a cover, a new rendition of the song from Jungle Book. Because I don't think I don't think I've ever watched the Jungle Book, but I'm pretty sure the song in the movie sounds a little bit different from this. So I think, they just re-recorded the song. Trying to make it sound a little bit more contemporary to the times. It's Jungle Book, but just focused on young animals. It looks like it's probably a very cute cartoon. That looks like it's probably a really cute cartoon.
Big up the masses!
Assume the crash position. Hold on tight.
Damn,
Take
Robert,
a deep
hey.
breath for a cartoon cramaganza.
It's a good theme. I like this theme.
It's Kablam! Where cartoons and comics collide. Now to take you inside and turn the pages, here are your hosts, Henry and June.
So is this about cartoons and comics? Or is it just like people talking about cartoons and comics, or... I'm curious. I just want to see what, sketch comedy. Alright. Showcase for alternative forms of animation. More common in independent films. Alright, that's actually pretty cool. That's actually a really cool idea. Definitely the sort of thing that I'd like to see brought back, but I don't know that there'd be... Hard to know if any companies would be interested in it, because they'd probably feel like it's a tough sell.
Welcome to Kablam, cartoon connoisseurs. I'm Henry.
That would make me June.
I like that she seems uncertain for a moment. It's like, so the hosts are Henry and June. If you're Henry, then I'm June, right? Narrated by Leslie Nielsen. Oh, okay, wow. Nice. Good job, Katie and Orby. It's a hell of a guy to get to narrate your adventures. Nice. Nice. But, yeah, and there's a softness to it. It's, It's cute and kid-like. Yeah. Go on a bit long, but kid and play. Never listened to them. The hair on the one dude. Oh man, that was a big style at the time. That like super high flat top. I don't know what it was called. High top or probably something that it was probably called. But yes, I don't remember what it's called, but it was fairly popular for a while there. I don't like it. I don't like that hairstyle. I think it just looks goofy.
We're the stars of stage, wax, and video. We're here to tear it up. So come on, here we go.
A little bit more like it looks better in real life. Like in the cartoon, like the way it's so high in the cartoon just looks goofy. It does look a little bit better in real life.
You gotta keep rocking all day, all night, 'cause we're different to life. Dynamite on the mic, so shake.
Dancing is really hard to animate in a convincing way. It's really hard to animate, especially like hand-drawn animation like this is. You know, it's a little bit easier these days when it's most of it's done on computers. A lot of it's done on Adobe and other computer software. Makes it a little bit easier, a little bit smoother animation and everything. Hand-drawn animation dancing is just really hard to do convincingly. A cartoon that is all about dancing, and especially like energetic styles of dancing. It's one thing if it's just a ballroom dance, but for for more hip-hop styles of dancing, just the limitations of the medium make it not look particularly good. Yeah, it feels unfair to criticize it for the limitations of the medium, but also applies like whenever you watch, whenever you see cartoons, especially hand-drawn cartoons, like older cartoons, when people play instruments in cartoons, like for the drummers, they're always just hitting the same drums, and guitars are just playing the same notes and all that. Like it's, they're going with the easiest available option. They're doing what's cheap to do because that's what they can afford. Does mean that anytime you watch a cartoon where instruments are being played correctly, it's really interesting to see. It's really cool to see. Show that I need to get around to watching, The Kids on the Hill, I think it's called. I believe it might be a Watanabe or a Shinichiro. Guy who did Cowboy Bebop. I think he might have been involved with it. But it's about music, and it's animated perfectly. The dude's playing the piano, he's hitting the right keys and that sort of thing. Anyway, Kid and Play. Never enjoyed them. Never my kind of thing. Kids from Burundi. Oh yeah, that was a popular one. That show was popular. I forgot about that one. I never watched it, but yeah, I kind of forgot that it existed. And it's actually a pretty good... I do actually kind of like that intro. It is a pretty fun intro. Makes it, like, it looks, like, you'll see watch after that intro, and it's like, that does look like a good show. And being a 90s cartoon, just a straightforward King Arthur adaptation wouldn't work, so gotta have, like, lances that fire their ends off, and dudes with wings and gotta 90s it up. Then great intro for one of the all-time classic animated sitcoms. Absolutely one of the all-time great animated sitcoms. One of the best ever. It's up there with, Simpsons when they were at their peak. King of the Hill is up there in quality with, like, peak era Simpsons, peak era Family Guy, Futurama. Fox actually had a lot of really good animated sitcoms for a while. I was going to complain about Futurama not being on here, but Futurama debuted in 2000, I think, didn't it? Yeah, debuted 1993. So they could have included it on here. Maybe it'll show up in another thing. Maybe it'll show up in the same video where they do Batman the Animated Series! Still haven't forgiven you for skipping Batman. How dare you leave out Batman the Animated Series? One of the all-time great... That was really good. That was a great one. I love that one. Not bad. A bit simple. It's a very simple one, but simple isn't always bad. Simple can be good. Kissifer. I've vaguely heard of Kissifer, but that's it. I have heard the name. Wade, Sandy, Ryan, Vanna, Culp, Dad and Mom. Okay. Clutter, I guess? Yeah, okay. I guess. It mostly works. I don't know. I'm honestly just kind of not sold on the premise of it. It's not even that I'm not sold on the premise. It's just I feel like it doesn't really. I feel like this intro doesn't really sell the premise all that great, to be honest. I don't know. I just feel like it could have been better.
If you're into fun and you love to play.
If you like funny jokes that put you away.
If you like to dance to a slamming sound and you like having lots of friends around.
And if you're one of those kids who lives by the rule that sad is bad and happy is cool.
Ooh, little buddy, you're about to see you're in the very best place that you could be.
Hey, it's Lamb Chops, play along. Where kids come to play along and fun things are all we ever do. Yeah, it's Lamb Chops.
Oh, I loved it. I loved this one. I'm not gonna lie. I loved Lamb Chops Play Along.
Play along.
Come join the kids and play along.
We got a lot of good stuff for you.
Bounce your bottom in your chair. Bounce it here, bounce it there. And with tender, loving care, bounce it everywhere. Bounce it fast, bounce it slow. Bounce it high, bounce it low. Sing while you bounce along.
One more chorus of the song. Lamb Chops.
One more chorus of the song. I love that bit, actually. One more chorus of the song. That's such a cute line to throw in. It was a fun show. It was It was a fun show for like young kids.
Play along with kids, come to play along, and fun things are all we ever do. Yeah, it's Lamb Chops, play along. Join the kids and play along. We got a lot of good stuff for you. And you, and you, and you, and you. Yeah, and especially you.
Me? Especially, oh, thanks. It's so good. Like, and then obviously it always ended with "This is the song that never ends," which. Great show. And a great intro. Great cartoon. It was a great intro. Yeah, it was an excellent intro. This isn't bad. Very stylish. This is real stylish. Dig it. Legend of Calamity Jane. Yeah, that was real stylish. I dug this intro. That's a good intro when it's that stylish. That's what made Batman the Animated Series intro so good. And this one feels like it does. This one feels like it draws inspiration from that in a good way. Like, it's not sort of like meant as a knockoff. It's like, you know, it worked for Batman's sort of noir style. It'll work for our Western style. Because it's obviously also paying a lot of homage to old Western movies.
Voice so strong and clear. Upon this beach I see a million grains of sand, and I believe we are destiny, bound to survive against all odds.
It's funny that, like, there's something funny to me about the fact that archery in fiction is always, you know, it's a woman's thing. It takes a lot of strength to do archery. It is not for somebody with who's lacking upper body strength. You know, bows, it takes a lot of weight. Like, they are heavy. Like, the bow itself is weak, but the draw weight, it takes a lot of strength to draw back a bowstring. Far enough to make a good shot with it. So I don't know, it's funny that that's what has ended up, like, it's, I get the reasoning for it. For a long time, there was a desire, like, they're, you know, showing a woman swinging a sword, showing a woman, like, up close in combat, wasn't really... they didn't, like... Artists didn't really want to show women getting dirty. You know, sort of like, they didn't want to show them, like, getting in close, heavy hitting, and, you know, right in danger like that. So, gave them a bow. That way they can be kept back out of the front lines. They look, you know, they're kept relatively safer. So I get why the bow is sort of what so many women in fantasy use. But doesn't make it any less funny. Anyway, this theme sucks. The intro itself isn't bad, but the song is bad. I do not like this song. It's a very 80s song. Oh, Tim Curry, nice. Legend of Prince Valiant. How many more legend cartoons do you think we'll have to go through? But yeah, I mean the intro itself is actually pretty good. It's just the song is just so painfully 80s. Alright. And this marks a good spot to end for today. Because I've hit 40 minutes now, so because I think I went on a couple of totally unrelated tangents, as I do. But, yeah. Inspector Gadget! Yes, the Inspector Gadget theme. I love Inspector Gadget. All-timer theme. Surprised it got thrown in, because like I said, that's an 80s show. While it was still in syndication in the 90s, the show itself had been like, only had a couple seasons, like 2 or 3 seasons, and like it was, it was made in the 80s. It's not really a 90s show. It's an 80s show that just continued to be aired in the 90s. So I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't know about including that one. I'm not mad about it being included, but I don't know that it actually fits. But whatever. So thanks for watching. We will continue with this in another video. Goodbye for now.